Hello and welcome to my channel. Today, we are going to explore one of the most awe-inspiring military maneuvers in history, the Charge of the Dead of Osowiec. During World War I, the Russian army was engaged in a fierce battle with the Germans near the Osowiec fortress in Poland. The Germans had surrounded the fortress with their artillery, making it nearly impossible for the Russians to break through. However, the Russians had a plan that would go down in history as one of the most daring and terrifying military maneuvers of all time. The Russians decided to use a unique weapon, a flamethrower made up of barrels filled with kerosene and connected by a hose. The flamethrower was used to create a wall of fire that would prevent the Germans from firing their guns and advancing on the Russians. As the flames roared around them, the Russian soldiers began to advance towards the German lines, but they were met with a hail of gunfire. However, the Russian soldiers refused to back down, and they continued to march forward, even as their comrades fell around them. As the Russian soldiers drew closer to the German lines, they began to notice something strange. The German soldiers seemed to be retreating, even though they still had plenty of ammunition left. It was then that the Russian soldiers realized the true power of their weapon, the psychological effect it had on their enemies. The Charge of the Dead of Osowiec was a turning point in the battle, and it became a symbol of the bravery and determination of the Russian soldiers. It is said that the Russian soldiers fought with such ferocity that they appeared to be already dead, hence the name, the Charge of the Dead. The Charge of the Dead of Osowiec is remembered as one of the most daring and inspiring military maneuvers of all time. It shows that sometimes, even in the darkest of times, a single act of courage can change the course of history. So let us remember the bravery and sacrifice of those who fought in the Charge of the Dead, and honor their memory for generations to come. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed learning about this incredible moment in history.